Now let's talk about spoilers. So, spoiler territory. A couple things that really bugged me as well. If you guys haven't seen the movie, go ahead and click out of this video, click that like button, subscribe. Did you see Ad Astra? What'd you think of it? Let me know in the comments below. The monkey scene, like all of a sudden there's like a problem in the ship, and then there's a monkey flying around the ship, and then he kills one of the guys, and it was like, they say one line saying, oh, we have a test subject or something. And then there's no other mention of the monkey. So it's like, you bring this monkey out and it's rabid, and it doesn't need a spacesuit, by the way, so it could be in zero gravity. Everyone else is in a spacesuit in this ship. And it's flying and it eats the guy's face or whatever. And it was just like, okay, where did that come from? And then there's no other mention. Like, I thought it was gonna be, the rest of the movie was gonna be like about them trying to attack and kill the space monkey that's on the ship. Then I'm like, okay, that takes a really weird turn. Luckily, it wasn't about that. That was just one little aspect to it. But stuff like that happens, and it's just like, okay, like it didn't make any sense. It didn't really add anything to the movie. It didn't really, it was just like, it tries to add something like, oh, there's a space monkey on the ship. Now there's more peril. Like they need more peril going from Mars to Neptune. Oh, there's a storm, by the way. So there's like there's radiation coming from Neptune. They think that it could be coming from the dad's mission, like them sending all these things that's killing everyone. So Brad Pitt's the only hope that could actually do this. And they do a psychological exam, just like in Blade Runner, when they're like, test. It's like, scene. And he's saying, like, in Blade Runner, they do that really well. They have that whole scene where he's talking to an AI and he's having a psychological examination and he passes. And then in Ad Astra, he has several psychological examinations with like his own. He's got like a device that he talks to, and he passes, like, no bad dreams. I had a good night. I didn't sleep very well, but I still think I could do my mission. So stuff like that, where he's has to, give his psychological evaluation, and he passes. And then at one point, he goes off the script from sending his message from Mars to Neptune or Mercury. Neptune, yeah. Does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. So, he goes off the cuff and he's like, oh, I miss you because of XYZ, all this personal stuff. And then they're like, oh, you're gonna go back to Earth, to Brad Pitt. And they're like, and he's kind of upset because he was supposed to go to Neptune to see his dad. They deem him to be psychologically unfit. Then he ends up sneaking onto the ship anyway and going to Neptune anyway. And then he sneaks on. They find out that they have a breach on the rocket ship. And they're like, oh, we had a breach. And so they all go to attack him. Brad Pitt is like, I have no malintent. And Brad Pitt ends up killing all of them, or they end up killing themselves by getting off taking off their seatbelts and then trying to kill Brad Pitt. So, and then they all die. And then Brad Pitt's just like, oh, this is sad. Like, it wasn't my intention for all the crew members to die, except for me. I'm still gonna do the mission on my own. It's just like, wait, what? Like, all the characters died, not just one of them. It's not just like, I can see one of the characters goes after them with a knife and ends up stabbing himself, or Brad Pitt has to defend himself, but not all of them. Like, I think there's 4 people on the ship at that time. And then they all die. And it's like, okay, why? What? So Brad Pitt is forced, it's just him at the end. And then he goes to the ship, which was set in Mercury, which is very similar to Lost in Space. I just rewatched that movie, where they go, when they're lost in space and they find this abandoned ship. And it's much like that. And the ship seemed like it was this huge abandoned ship. Lo and behold, Tommy Lee Jones, his dad character, is there. And he's like, son? He's like, oh, I can't really see very well, but I know it's you. And it's like, wait, I guess he did get the message saying that he was going on the way, but then the space program didn't want to tell Brad Pitt. So it was all really bizarre. And then they go to do a mission to go back, or they have to stop creating They have to blow up the ship and stop, like let it create those waves that are coming back to Earth. And they're hooked together. And then Tommy Lee Jones like tries to go off into outer space on his own, just floating. And he's like, let me go, son. He's like, unhook me. And then he unhooks him, and then he just flies out into the outer rings of the stratosphere. So that was just like, okay. And then Brad Pitt gets in the ship and he goes home. And that's the movie. He lands on Earth. It's a cool scene. They see him coming out. Oh yeah, and then by the way, his wife or his girlfriend at the time, played by Aerosmith's daughter, I forget her name. She's in it, like briefly. You see in the beginning, and she's just like not even looking at him, and she just walks out the door. And then she has a voicemail, leaves him a video message saying, I can't believe you're doing what you're doing. I'm just so upset. Something like that. It was like, I don't care. Like, who cares about this girl? Like, there's no reason for you to care about this girl. I mean, you care about Brad Pitt's character. They say to him early on when he's tested, they're like, what, like, so you have a girlfriend, but you've never been married and no kids, huh? And he's like, no. He's like, I don't want to pull anyone into this lifestyle or something like that. And it was just like, okay, I get that. Being a space cadet, like going out of space into outer space for, years at a time, or being way across the galaxy. All right, I get it. It's hard to have a relationship at that point. But then they're supposed to rekindle it at the end, and you're supposed to care. So that was just out of left field. So I was just like, all right, I don't know about that. There was just too many misses with this movie that for me to be like, oh, I highly recommend this movie. No, I mean, it was well made, it was well shot, a lot of drama, zero humor in it, like zero humor. The humor that was in it was unintentional. So it was like, he would say captain's log. The time when he said, when everyone dies on the ship and he's like, it wasn't my intention for them to die, but then they did die. Anyway, I'm gonna continue the mission. It's just like, okay, you couldn't help, at least for me, I couldn't help but laugh. Like, all right, this is just silly at this point. Like, they jumped the shark, they got way off the deep end. And anyway, I talked about this movie for about 15 minutes. It's more than enough time. So decide if you guys want to see it or not, obviously. If you see it, let me know in the comments below. If I deterred you from seeing it, I'm sorry. I don't want to deter you guys from watching movies, but if I can save you time and effort, energy, you can watch a better movie, then hey, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna watch Joker next. Haven't seen it. It seems like everyone and their mother have already seen it. I'm hopeful for it. I really like Todd Phillips. I think he's a very good director. Obviously always directs comedies, so this is not a comedy, even though it's called Joker. So that'll be interesting, and I'm looking forward to that. If you guys have seen Joker, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna go. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, check out the links. I made a movie. It's called Rideshare. Link in the description. There's also another movie I made. It's called The Bachelor Party. That's on YouTube to stream for free. So go check that out. Thank you guys, and good night. Make every day a movie day. Subscribe. Hit all notifications. See you tomorrow. Bye.